Trying to tell when your kid is tired can be kind of tough. A lot of parents say, my kid's literally never tired. He's always just bouncing off the walls. So if you're feeling this way, you're definitely not alone. Today, I'm going to show you the 3 signs of tiredness in kids that often go unnoticed. They can be kind of subtle and kind of sneaky. So I'm going to show you how to become a toddler sleep detective so that you can make sure that your little one is getting all the rest that they need. The first tired sign that parents often miss is when your kid gets hyper at night. Now, this one can seem a little bit counterintuitive, but this is when somewhere between 6 p.m. and 9 p.m., your kid gets a sudden burst of energy, leading you as the parent to think oh, well, they're nowhere near ready for bed. Look how much energy they have. But the reality is that this sudden burst of energy, this hyperness, is actually a sign that your child is overtired. When kids become overtired, their body releases a stress hormone called cortisol, and this gives them a second wind. This is what you see as that sudden burst of energy. That's really the cortisol spike. So if your child is really bouncing off the walls in the evening, it actually means they need an earlier bedtime because they need to be getting more sleep. So here's what I want you to do. Watch the clock. See what time they normally get that jolt of energy, what time they get that cortisol spike. Then the next night, I want you to put them to bed 15 minutes before that cortisol spike. You want to get them to bed ahead of that hyperness. So to give you an example, let's say it's 7:45 and things seem to be winding down, so you're starting to get things going with the bedtime routine. But then all of a sudden your kid is running around crazy, chasing the dog and won't stop talking and trying to wrestle you. Well, guess what? Your bedtime is too late. You need to move bedtime 15 minutes earlier to get ahead of that hyperness, of that cortisol spike. So in this example, 7:45 was when your kid got hyper. Well, what you want to do is you actually want to aim to have your bedtime routine done and lights out by 7:30. The second tired sign that you might be missing is if your child becomes disinterested in things or unusually quiet. If they all of a sudden don't want to play with their favorite toy, or they're not responding to you, or they just kind of seem zoned out, lost in their thoughts, that's a sign of sleepiness. I had a family tell me once that their kid was normally super talkative, and they figured out that his main sleepy sign was just getting quiet. All of a sudden when he stopped asking questions and got quiet, they knew it was time to run to the bedroom to start the bedtime routine. For my daughter, she would always start twirling her hair. As soon as she started twirling her hair, I knew it was time for bed. Because these tired signs can kind of come on fast, that's one of the main reasons why I teach a quick, streamlined, cozy 15-minute bedtime routine inside my sleep course, Sleep Tight Without a Fight. Because once kids show you that they're ready, you want to get them down to bed quick. You don't want a long, drawn-out bedtime routine because it's much easier for kids to fall asleep when their body is ready. That's true for all of us. The third sign to watch out for is a lazy body posture. So what I mean by this is if your child starts laying down more, maybe they start laying on the floor to play with toys or laying on the couch to watch TV, or if they're kind of leaning against the wall when they're talking to you, or holding their head up in their hands at the dinner table. These kind of physical indications of tiredness can be easy to miss, but it is your kid's body actually telling you that they need rest. And you may even see a sign like this before you see that jolt of energy that I talked about earlier. If you're seeing this lazy body posture, it means it's time to start zipping through that bedtime routine. By recognizing these often unnoticed tired signs, it's really going to help you get your child the healthy sleep that they need. Remember, your goal is to have them sleeping for 10 to 12 hours straight through the night. This is going to give you a really happy, well-rested kid. If you want to learn more about my rest method for big kids age 2.5 and older, join me in my next free toddler sleep masterclass. I'm going to put a link in the show notes so that you can save your spot.